Yes, sir. Okay, it's week 15, right?
Week 15, can you believe it?
Week 15 already. We're going to get into it today, folks. I'm joined today by Cory Schaefer, little guest spot. Love it.
What's going on, bro?
Cory's like the reason I even bet, honestly. I give it all to Cory. So anything that I do well, it's all to you, brother.
Or anything you lose, my fault.
Yeah, no, for sure. When I was down, I was definitely like, why did I ever meet Cory? What the fuck? I hate this. Yeah.
When you win, though, it's like, damn, I'm the best.
We talked off air. You were saying Sunday wasn't the best for you. You're making some dumb bets, Cory, but hey, it's okay. We all have our little slopes. I was definitely on a slope for a long time. I'm making a little bit of better bets. I hit the Ravens money line last week, which was my good one. I fucking was on them, loved it. I took care of the Steelers. But other than that, let's get started. Unless you want to say anything to the people before we get going.
Just riddle me this: how can someone go 3-1, but not bet a parlay, but still lose everything? Can you think of how that's possible?
3-1, no parlays, but still lose everything.
This is one bet. It's not a parlay. I went 3-1, and I lost.
How did? Oh my god!
So you probably don't know maybe what this is, but it's a certain type of wager. It's called an if bet. So basically, have you heard of an if bet before?
I kind of, but I don't know the details. So
it's a series of straight bets. So the first game, if that hits, it goes on to your second bet. If that hits, it goes on to your third. So but it all starts with the first pick. So of course, my first one lost. And won the last three, but it works like a parlay. You have to hit them. You don't have to hit them all, but like if you can go 1-1 and even out, or 2-1, make 100. But I lost the first one, so that bet is done.
In that case, okay. So if you would have won the first one but lost the last one, then what would have happened?
Well, if I would have won the first one, I move on to the second one. So if I won the first one, then lost the second, it wasn't over. Won the first two, lost the third, I would have profited 100 or a unit, right?
I see what you're saying. You're saying. Okay.
Yeah, that's how my Sunday went. Fucking Browns.
The fucking Brownies, man.
Browns, yep.
Yeah, it's just not time yet. Yet. Okay, let's start off. Primetime Thursday night football. Niners on the road to the Seahawks. Seahawks are 3.5-point home dogs. Over under is 43.5. Short week. Purdy's a little bit injured. I'm hearing his ribs aren't feeling best. Kenneth Walker, I guess he's coming back. I'm hearing good things. He's feeling fresh. He has I saw he has no injury designation, so that's
huge for the fantasy squad here.
Exactly. Yeah, fantasy squad right there. Hawks need the W huge to keep any sort of pace here, and especially in this matchup against their division foe. I like the Hawks right now, especially that 12th man. Purdy first game on the road. I'm really liking the Hawks. I just can't trust them. They have been on the downslope, and that defense looks shitty again. They're just probably it's late in the season now. They're young and they're hurting. What do you got on this one?
Man, I couldn't agree anymore with what you said.
Yeah.
Purdy being banged up definitely scares me. I don't know how I can go into this betting on a banged up backup rookie quarterback on the road in Seattle.
Seriously,
all those factors. How are you not taking the points here?
Honestly,
in probably an ugly Thursday night game, we're accustomed to seeing.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no way you can take Niners in the spot, I don't think.
No, I don't think you could take Niners. Like, even though they've been playing lights out on both ends, that's the one thing. Like, I actually think though, like looking at Metcalf and looking at Lockett, like those two really match up well with the Niners defense. Like, I'm just saying, I feel like there's gonna be some spots where Geno's gonna take some shots, and if he hits them, they're gonna win. They need to hit a couple of those deeper seam passes or something to one of them. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Anything else on that?
I'm really impressed by how Geno's been playing this year. Who would have thought? He's a real deal. He could be the quote unquote franchise QB for the next 5-6 years, right?
It's not a fluke because even the games he's not playing well, he's still like you would still take that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not winning. Like, he played like a down game, but it's like, okay, but Geno Smith still looks good. His passes are beautiful. He's throwing a good football. Like, honestly, one of the better footballs in the league. And I don't know. They've definitely overachieved, but we'll see. This is a big step up for just what they want to be, what they're going to do. Like, I like them on the money line, but I could see him just losing by a field goal. And if you get that hook, like that's important, you know?
Right.
Cool. Saturday games this week. They're football. NFL just wants to take every fucking free day you have and just be like, sit on your ass, motherfucker, and watch. Just watch.
Love it,
And I will. And I
It's
just
the best time of year. Saturday NFL football. Like what
Dude,
more
honestly,
ask for?
yeah, it's the best. But okay, what do you think about this game? Colts, Vikings. Vikings 4.5-point favorites. Over unders 48. I like that 4.5's odd. Like, so they have a good home field advantage. You give them 3 automatically. So you're saying they're what, a 1.5 better than the Colts? That's it.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll get into that a little more. The pass D is terrible, but what we need is Matt Ryan to play like amazing good football. I feel like it's for them to win the game. That's just where I'm at. I feel like Vikings aren't great at all, but the best unit on the field is the offense for the Vikings. Like Jay Jefferson, they are. So I lean them, but this is one I feel like I would stay away from. What do you got?
Man, we all know this is prime time. Kirk Cousins to ball out. It's an early window.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins, is going to throw for 300 yards. Jefferson's getting 2 touchdowns.
Please.
Kirk is 36-22 against the spread after a loss in his career.
Hell yeah.
It just makes sense. Like, he bounces back. He'll look horrible one week, right? Bounces back. Looks like a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah.
I think Vikes are going to take this easy, honestly.
I do too. Like, I really like the Vikings a lot. Like they just got everyone's like just shitting on them. Like, oh, you were not favorites to the Lions, and then they actually got their ass beat by the Lions. So it's like this is the lowest you can buy the Vikings right now. And for some reason, people are still giving the Colts like any breath. Like officially, I think it's over his head. We all know now Jeff Saturday is not like it's not it.
Yeah,
like unless
he's not a solution.
He's not the solution. So I really love under. You're giving me 48.5 for the Colts and then a fucking Vikings team who could run it up, but you need a dance partner. And I don't think the Colts are just going to go out there and just blitz them. I think the under 48.5 might be a sneaky play.
I would say be careful. We got a little nugget on that also.
Okay.
Percent of the handles on the under from what I saw. 90%.
Holy shit.
So you know what that means.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Maybe folks, you got to readjust. You never want to be on the side with all that money on it like that.
Never.
No.
Because 48 is like that's a high line, right? You would think.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's in the dome now. We're in the dome.
Now that you explain that more, like it's like the books want you to take that under. They want you to take that under. They're like, oh, I'm going to give it 48.5, and everyone's going to eat that up because it's Colts and Vikings have been on the downslope.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to know the stats on like any game where one side or the other is heavily the money's on one side, like say 75% or more of the money's on one side.
Right.
How often does the other side win? It's got to be like, 75% of the time.
I just did 1 week. Remember, I think I sent it in a group chat that I took the 5 top teams with over 75% of the money on them or the bets. Like I did that, and I took the 5, and I think it was 3-2. Like the team with the more money on them, like did not do the cover, right? So it's like you don't want to be on that side. Yeah. So
you don't fade the public, as they say, right?
Usually you want to do that, right? Okay, cool. Moving on to the other Saturday game: Ravens Brownies. Brownies 2.5-point home favorites. Over unders a lowly 37. Like we've seen, Watson isn't right yet. It's his first under fire games. This is game 3 now. He will look better just from natural progression, more practice, and them just all getting comfortable with one another. I just think the Ravens D, since getting Roquan Smith, has been lights out. They've been much better. I feel like they're flying around. They're making the run much harder for teams. The big thing here is to see Huntley's status because he did leave that game with concussion against the Steelers. Man, if Browns can get the run game moving and they can do play action and they can work with Njoku and then some of that seam work with the 2 receivers they have on the outside, I really like the Browns, but I just need to see it first, I feel like,
Right. My first lean on this was definitely Browns. Like, all right, Deshaun, third game. This is the time we're going to see him start making some throws, making some plays.
Right.
But at the same time, I just don't know. They've looked so bad the last few weeks.
Dude. Yeah.
I've literally watched every minute of the last 2 weeks. I've had money on them. And I just don't know if I could take him again. But Huntley being out is huge. But with the line only with Cleveland -3, I feel like if Huntley wasn't playing, I feel like that line would probably be 6.5, 7. Just my guess.
Yeah.
Like, who's in line for the Ravens behind Huntley?
I think it's like Josh Jackson or someone. Honestly, I don't know off the top of my head.
I mean,
but
it's a nobody, right?
So once it's confirmed, do you think that line just goes up or what?
What I'm saying is, I think if Huntley wasn't playing, the books would know about it, and I think the line would. We've seen the line at like -5, -6 at the very least right now.
I see what you're saying.
So I think Huntley is playing.
This is baked in.
This is a tough game. Probably going to be an ugly one, but I think I'll take Ravens in the points.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, not a bad one. Like, yeah, it's just Ravens need it more, and the Browns are just refigure. They just want to get something looking good for next year. So they have a good.
It's a divisional rivalry though, so you never know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and the only thing is Browns D terribly underperformed so far this year. Cool. Dolphins, Bills, the late game, I believe, on Saturday night. Over unders 43. Bills are 7.5-point home favorites. Weather should be a big factor. I don't know if you saw Mike McDaniel's shirt. I wish it were colder, I think he said. Something with his shirt that said it's hilarious. He's wearing it at practice. He sees the cameras. It's like, I wish it were colder on his T-shirt. And he's walking around practice, stunting, like doing this little like lean and stuff. It's hilarious. You have to watch.
And it's his practice in Miami, right?
Yeah, they're in some sort of covered up fucking something.
Okay, yeah. I love it.
So this could be a weather game that obviously favors the Bills. Josh Allen has a fire hose of an arm. He can rip through like weather. Like I think every weather game he's been part of, they're still been able to throw with the Bills because of how strong his arm is. I don't know how strong. I mean, Tua is accurate, but how strong are you going to cut through wind? So they're going to lean on the running game. And Josh Allen runs more than often for that Bills team, which probably, if you're a Bills franchise lover, you don't want to see that man keep going, fucking spilling over linebackers and safeties every week. He's getting literally. I see it every time I watch that team play. He's doing a fucking somersault. I'm like, what? Why? If I'm seeing I'm an Eagles fan. I'm an Eagles fan. If I see Jalen Hurts doing somersaults every week, I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
I get it.
I got more on this, but I'm gonna let you go. What do you think on this team?
Yeah, I think 7 points, especially in a weather game. It's supposed to be, I think, like 4 to 6 inches of snow.
Right.
I hear you with Josh Allen. He's played at Wyoming college. He's been in the weather.
Right.
But 7 points. Dolphins, they're a good team. I know they didn't look great, last week, but I think that offense really is for real.
Okay.
And I think it's a lot of points here.
I don't disagree, honestly. Like I lean Buffalo, but I just think there's a little bit of a swagger with Miami. Like it's like every team hits the skids, like they just don't. They have a couple weeks where it just doesn't look good. It's Tennessee right now is hitting the skids 3-game.
Yeah.
And I think Miami also having a little bit of rough time. Like this is where okay, everyone's talking shit. We can't get in the cold. Like let's go out there, play, boys. Like this might be a little galvanizing time for the Dolphins. I think. This is gonna be an interesting one. I really want to see how both teams like come out here because this will show me, I think, for like a lot for futures with the Dolphins and the Bills, like just like Super Bowl and all that stuff. Cool. That's Saturday. Moving on to Sunday. This one's I want to bet this one, but I'm scared, Corey. I want your Cowboys, Jags. Jags are 4.5-point home dogs. Over unders 47.5. Cowboys defense started out as the Golden Boys. They're tired. You can see it. They're more run down. Like I feel like if the front end doesn't get to the quarterback, like that back end isn't as good as everyone thinks, and they're getting lit up. So if their D line of the Cowboys doesn't have like a really good game each week, like their defense isn't what everyone thinks it is, and they're getting run on more often than not. I'm not to say Jags are a running team, but I think Doug P has some very like creative ways of calling like his offense, and he was in that division with the Eagles for so many years, and I mean knows the Cowboys just as well as anybody. So I mean Trevor Lawrence is starting to look like the one a little bit. I mean we're all talking shit, throwing dirt on his name, and that man is throwing passes like he was the first round pick that he was, So dude, I really lean Jags right now, but geez Louise, I just can't trust it because I feel like Cowboys can just run the rock. Use Pollard, use Elliott, and then hit a couple of the fucking deeper passes to like the 3 guys they got out there, So what do you got?
Dude, I'm with you 100%. Like I love the Jags in this spot, dude. Home dog, 4 points.
Let's go.
Like their offense, they're running games elite, right? For Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Zeke and Pollard, two headed monster, are fucking great. But
they're great.
When I look at Dak play, I'm just like, he's not him, you know, like
something's wrong.
The advanced analytics even show he's like a mid-tier quarterback, right? He's not
at best. Yeah.
He's not the guy.
No.
I think Jags have found something here. I think it'll be a tight one. Give me points.
Tell me right now, if the Dallas Cowboys organization was offered Trevor Lawrence for Dak and some
right?
Okay, they're taking him in fucking second. Not just because of age and all that, but because Dak, that's a bad contract they gave that guy. He's not the same. He's not running the same. He's been banged up a couple times now. You know, it's like if they don't have those elite guys outside, and dude, CeeDee Lamb had 30 yards last game. Apparently, like he did not have a stellar game against the Texans. Like so. These Cowboys teams are the same every year. Like they just walk in like they're just star-studded, and they'll drop one that they shouldn't. And they've been getting lucky this past couple weeks. Maybe this is the one where they don't. Maybe the Jags in Florida take care of these boys. You know,
boys out in the wild card.
yeah. Any more on that one?
That's it.
All right, cool. Moving on. Eagles at the Bears. Bears 9-point home dogs. Over under 48.5. Eagles offense has been rolling. I mean, Sirianni's trying to get Hurts the MVP by just running it up on every team in their way. He's throwing it when he shouldn't, and I love it too. And I'm just like, he's already sealing up that coach of the year. They're trying to really put a stamp on shit. The thing is that in 12 days after this game, the Eagles play the Cowboys Saturday night. And that's a big one because you hear Marcus Parsons talking in the media and just the gravity of Cowboys, Eagles. And I think this game is going to be a little bit of a look ahead for the Eagles. They get out with a win, but I don't know about 9. Like right now, I like Bears +9, but I did hear Justin Fields was sick and didn't practice today. So that's odd. One to monitor because if he's not playing, then I mean, geez Louise, this line will go up to 13 at least. Something I don't know about that dramatic, but at least double digits.
Going up. Yeah, it's going up.
So what do you got?
This is scary. I really don't tend to ever bet heavy favorites anything more than a touchdown. Yeah. I don't think I have this year, matter of fact. But I think Eagles run it up, like you said. That Hurts is trying to get the MVP. Their offense has looked unstoppable for the last 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah,
I just can't see the Bears putting up more than 13 points, honestly, in this game.
I feel
are you telling me the Eagles are only scoring 21? It's hard to see that.
No chance. Yeah, I mean,
right?
On the bad game, they'd score 21.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like there's a look ahead factor a little bit here, but this is one where I would I think as a bettor, take the Eagle fan out of it. You live bet this one a little bit. If you see Eagles looking rusty a little bit for a little bit, and then the Bears come out to a 7-0 lead or something,
right?
You can get a good number on maybe the Eagles to win or to cover a certain number because they can start just fucking saying, okay, let's turn it on, boys. Let's not even get this thing close, So I think you might want to live bet that
one. Yeah, might be a good spot for a little tease. Also,
ooh, there you go. Tease. Don't tease me, Cory. Come on now. All right, moving on. This will be this is a great. I mean, football now is great. There's no team. All teams are off buys, and I feel like I love football. And week 15 is it's good. Yeah, it's jam packed. This one, Lions, Jets. Jets are 1 point. I'm seeing home favorites now. It was pick'em 1, going back and forth a little bit. 44.5 is the number. I feel like, man, if Mike White plays, I really, really like the Jets here.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets defense has been phenomenal. The way their coach was talking after that Buffalo Bills game, I just feel like it's buttoned up there. That organization is no joke, and that team takes on his personality. Oh man, the Jets just make me nervous because, I mean, look at the game against the Vikings. They're in the red zone 6 times. They kick 6 field goals.
Right.
So there's some of that you can chalk up to bad luck and all that, and there's
regression. That was Zach Wilson, though, right? Was that?
No. That was Mike White. For sure. Yeah, that was the week that everyone was wearing Mike F and White T-shirts. Then when they went to the Vikings.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. So there's just things that they haven't gone their way, but also it's some self-inflicted. So I lean Jets. especially if they get Quinn Williams back on their defensive front. He went out last game, but I'm seeing he's practicing and all that good stuff. So I lean Jets right now just because we're getting peak Lions, guys. We're getting peak Lions. This line says that the Lions are what, like 1.5 points better than the Jets, which like okay,
three,
but like
even 3 because it's even line right now.
Right, and Goff's home and away splits are no joke. If I could pull them up, I mean, I might try and find some stats on, but his home and away this year is drastic. I mean, you can chalk some of that up to missing some of his playmakers early in the year when they're on the road, but still, he's a different guy. So, and this is outside. He's usually a dome quarterback because this is MetLife. So, what do you got?
Right.
Anything?
Man, you scared me there. I'm kind of on the Dan Campbell train right now, man. Like watching
Corey, you might
Lions
be time to like.
lately, but I think you may be right. Like Jets are still in the playoff race. I mean, Lions technically are, right? But come on, we know Lions aren't getting there. This is one the Jets have to have, right?
Have to.
It's at home. Yeah, I mean, I think you take the Jets here, but not be surprised either way.
That's the key quote. I wouldn't be surprised either way. I just trust Salah and I trust that Jets, like just that team right now. Like I just feel like especially if Mike White doesn't play, scrap everything I'm saying. If Zach Wilson plays, put your life on the Lions.
I think White is playing because they said
I do too.
They said he's in line to back up White, but it sounded like White is available to play. So
I'm wondering though, one bad hit to that area where he got
true.
So that's what you're risking a little bit here, especially coming off just like a week of like whatever maintenance they do to that poor guy. They're probably fucking jacking that dude up with pills,
Little interesting little note here. So before last Sunday's game, Dan Campbell was plus 10,000 to win Coach of the Year.
Okay.
After last week, after the dub, it dropped all the way down to plus 750. Isn't that pretty good? Plus 750 is plus 10,000 down to plus 750.
Damn.
Wow, right? If he wins this game, that conversation really.
There's so much Lions love. I mean, the Hard Knocks did them so much favors that like there's so
America
much
loves Dan Campbell.
Yeah. Okay. Steelers, Panthers. The rejuvenated Panthers, my friend, are 3-point home favorites over under 37.5. I heard some stat that Panthers defense is ranked 3rd in the NFL in the last 5 weeks. Like their defense has been like top notch, like unbelievable. Darnold isn't great, but opens up what the playbook and like what they can do a little more down the field and in the run game with play action. The run game is good, but I feel like the Steelers with TJ Watt and just that stout, like usually pretty decent front. I mean, they did get run over last week, but that's the Ravens. That's the Ravens' a different like rivalry game. This one is the Panthers. I feel like Steelers, proud organization. The Panthers have been talked about like shit. This is the time with a week of practice, Trubisky. He's not going to throw 3 picks again. Come on, folks. Regression to the mean. They should have won last week. I know you shake your head, but I'm telling you, give me a week of practice with Trubisky. Give me 3 points and give me Mike Tomlin on the road as an underdog. I might love the Steelers here. Corey, what do you got?
Uh-oh. So do we know is Pickett like ruled out? Last I saw he's questionable.
Well, that's his second concussion, and apparently, like when you get a second one, like it's like very tough for you to play in like that following week. That's just what I'm hearing. But I don't. If he's somehow a game time decision and he plays, give me Steelers even more. That line drops at least a point.
Oh yeah, if Pickett's in there, I love the Steelers here, but how can you back Trubisky after last week, dude? Like, looked like a college quarterback in there. True. Same old fucking Mitch, man. But
same old Mitch. I love you, Corey.
Same old Mitch.
Same old Mitch.
Carolina really impressed me last week, though, against Seattle. Darnold, fucking nice.
Yeah.
Fucking USC love right there. Finally,
USC
together.
Boy. Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't touch this game.
Yeah.
It's so tough, man. I don't even have a lean on this one.
I lean Steelers, but this is not one where I want to put hard-earned money on at all. I don't want to be watching this game at any point in my day on Sunday. Okay,
right.
None. Moving on. This one I won't be watching either. Chiefs, Texans. Texans, 14-point home dogs. Over-unders 49.5. They kept it close with Dallas. Should have fucking won, probably. Honestly. Probably should have won. Chiefs D got lit up by Russell. He's been dog shit all year, and they make him look like Seahawks Russ again. So that was surprising. I feel like the line is a little too low at 14, just because like how close the Texans did, and then like just what the Chiefs did against the Broncos. I feel like you're getting value with the Chiefs here, but this is not something I'm willing to bet. Maybe live betting. And when you can just see the flow of the game and just how easily maybe the Chiefs are handling them. But I feel like you're getting some value even at 14. Like I feel like this should be honestly 15 and a half. Like I think the Chiefs are better than the Cowboys, and the Cowboys were getting 17, 16,
Right.
So I think you're getting some value here.
That line just scares me. You look at last week, Chiefs were up 27 points, something crazy.
27-0.
27-0, and didn't even come close to a cover. It felt like they won by 6. I think the line was 9, but they didn't have a chance to cover in the fourth quarter, really.
Right.
But I will say Texans. I don't think Mills is going to be starting. All right, the backup came in last week or played last week.
Well, apparently, Cory, that they're doing a 2 quarterback system right now, bro.
So they're going 2 QBs. Okay,
they do 2 QBs. Yeah.
That I don't know his name, but he looks better than Davis Mills. That's for sure.
God, the kid from Florida. I forget his name too, but yeah, he was a Gator. Yeah, yes. I'm forgetting his name.
Flask?
Yes.
No. Trask? No.
Trask. There you go.
Is it Trask?
Trask. Yep.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Cool. Yeah, I'm staying away from that game for sure. 14 points. You can't trust either side because you saw what the Chiefs did last week, and you see what the Texans do. They somehow get blown out by 30 at halftime by the Dolphins, and then keep it close against the Cowboys all game. So it's just weird.
Chiefs first quarter is probably a lock, or first half.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, whatever.
I bet you first quarter is 3.5. If I had to guess.
You think so?
Probably be 3.5 Chiefs first quarter.
Okay, I want to look that up. I wonder what that would be. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Afternoon games now, Core. 1:00 games, Core. Patriots, Raiders. Raiders look like it's been moving between a pick'em and 1 for the Raiders. Over-unders 44.5. Raiders blew the late game to the Rams last week in a stunner. The Pats looked pretty good in their last game. Just still, that offense is so just not working right. They still have Patricia that was a defensive guy. Now they're making an offensive guy. Mac Jones is yelling at him every chance he gets.
Not
it's insane. Look. Yeah, and I feel like if the Raiders would have just won that game like last week, this line would be 2.5, 3 right now. So right. I see some value with the Raiders. And they're skill guys like Jacobs, Adams. That's a mismatch against like the Pats have good D, but they're really rely on that front. So if the Raiders can keep Carr in the fresh in the pocket for a little bit of time to let Devontae get downfield, I really like the Raiders in this one. I feel like you have some value, especially with that pick 'em or 1. So what do you got? What do you got?
Yeah, I love the Raiders here. Raiders at home in Vegas is an elite home field, I feel like.
Give me it.
It's a tough place to play.
Yeah.
It's hard to go against Belly, and that defense is always solid. But
true.
I think it's just a tough game for the Pats traveling across the country here.
Yep. Yeah. I agree with that. That's a good little nugget too. Like you gotta always take in the people factor in this. Like it's the team that has that travel after having like what they just played. What was it? Monday night or Sunday night?
Monday night.
So short week too, right? So this is one spot where you want to.
And Waller's healthy, right?
Let me see here. Do we have anything on Waller? What do I got?
They got some weapons, man. I think watch out next year for the Raiders.
You think so?
I think so. I think it's about time.
Say that. Oh, I forgot one too. We're gonna have to go back after this one. Okay. I don't see Waller injury report though right now. I think though he has been on the skids for a while, and he should be. Yeah, I actually don't even see him on this injury list right here. So maybe he is gonna be okay for this. They just played Thursday. They have a little extended rest too, right? The Raiders. So
that's a good point there.
Exactly. So this one definitely just looking at the freshness of the team and everything, you want to like go with Raiders, especially coming off that destructive loss.
Yeah, they're gonna be out for something to prove.
Yep, exactly. So this is one that I did skip of the early games. We'll go back to it. This is Falcons at the Saints. This is 4.5 home favorites are the Saints. Over under is looks like 43. This is the Desmond Ridder first start, my man, first start. And you're telling me the first start you get is in the Superdome against a division rival, against a Saints defense that isn't great, but they did a couple weeks ago just keep the Jimmy G-led 49ers to 13 points. They couldn't score anything, but they just kept that offense to 13 points not too long ago.
Right.
So their defense is nothing to laugh at, and especially when you have a rookie coming in, you want to get him something a little easier than this. So right now, like that line 4.5 I get is a little high, but I feel like I should be all over the Saints here. Like I think you're betting on the Saints defense to just attack this rookie and then Andy Dalton, dude, I watched the games, like he's not the best, but that offense has got a little bit of flow and they just need to work Alvin Kamara a little more into it. If they can work him into it, if he can have a game here, which he usually I think shows up against the Falcons historically. I wish I had a stat on that. I feel like he does historically show up against this Falcons team. So I don't know. This is one where I really like the Saints. So what do you got?
So my question is, when are we going to start seeing Jameis Winston? Why is Andy Dalton still back there?
True. Honestly, at this point, why?
Give us Jameis. We all want to see Jameis, right?
Yeah. He got benched for just being injured. That sucks.
Terrible. But like you were saying, Ridder on the road, first start. Who knows what you're going to get, man? Who really knows?
Honestly.
I believe he came from Cincinnati, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, I got to go Saints here.
Yeah. This is a bad spot for a rookie to get his first start. And there's just drama around the Mariota decision. Have you heard anything about that? Like, apparently, like he wanted to play through the injury or whatever. Like he didn't he got basically benched for performance, and then he decided to get a knee cleanup afterwards and get a surgery. Like there's just drama. Okay. It's not good. Like it's just there's not good juju around the Falcons coming off the bye. No, they didn't come off the bye. Maybe it's off. Yeah, I think they did. Last week they're on the bye, weren't they not?
Yeah, I don't remember them playing last week.
Yeah, I don't remember them playing last week either.
Aren't both these teams still alive technically for the division?
Yeah,
as crazy as that sounds.
Is in that fucking division.
Right?
Even the Panthers are. It's insane.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, because the Bucs have been straight dog shit. Honestly, shame on you, Buccaneers. Shame on you for doing this. This is a terrible division, you guys. Jesus, clean it up. Clean your acts up. Okay, back to the afternoon games. This one's a boring one. Cardinals, Broncos. This is the backup game, I think. This is Colt McCoy versus Rippon. I don't believe Russ will play. I think so far, I don't think he's practiced. He's that concussion he got, he looked pretty wobbly.
Okay, see that knot in his head.
Yeah. I just like hate this game. The only thing here is like what I said earlier about I think that Vikings game we were talking about. What's the best unit in this game? Broncos defense by a mile. So I feel like you lean on that, and I would like, even though that point it's a 3-point line and over under 36.5, like laying 3 with the Broncos, but I feel like I can see a turnover or a pick six or some sort of fumble. Like I think the Broncos D score somehow this game, and that number also stays under that 36.5. What do you got?
I think the best bet here is under 36.5 or 36. I think it's dropped 36 from what I've been seeing, but
yeah,
I can't see Colt McCoy in that offense putting up more than 10 points.
No,
honestly,
no. Especially against that defense on the road in Mile High yeah, come on.
Colt McCoy, really?
No, he did not look good last week. I know he came in.
He was going for the Broncos. Who was behind Russ?
It's Brett Rippon.
Yeah, I have no idea who that
is. Exactly. Moving on, folks. Titans, Chargers. Chargers are 3-point home favorites. Over unders 47.5. This is the rule of thumb, Corey. You take the Chargers as dogs and you fade them as favorites. Okay, rinse and repeat. Here we go again. I'm taking Titans +3 all day long. The under 47.5 too. It's going to be a game management King Henry game. They're going to be hitting short passes with Tannehill, and it's going to be bleeding the clock a lot. And this is usually Herbs plays really, really well on primetime. This is one that's tucked at 1 o'clock at home, whatever that fucking is, that's SoFi for them. And dude, the Titans need this game. 3 games, they're on a 3-game losing streak. 2 of them domination, one by a division foe in the Jaguars. So, man, what's got to give here, Titans? If not this week, then when? What do you got, Corey?
I think you're wrong about this one.
Come on, baby.
Man, have you seen Herbert the last few weeks? Man, he's on another level. He's playing like that MVP. He is going to be back. Oh yeah, different ball game with Mike Will in there, and Keenan being healthy. Yeah, I love the Chargers here. I think
you love them.
I love them. And the scary thing is, I think Chargers could win the AFC. As crazy as that sounds, I think they're getting hot at the right time. I think they could be that team every year. It's a wild card team who gets to the championship game. So
this is your wild card team. This is you. You're on the Bolts.
Yeah, Chargers are elite. They just need that defense needs to step up.
I heard a good point too. Like their head coach is like a wild card to like go for it on 4th and whatever. So you have Herbs who can make every pass in the book. So it's like they're live to cover any game if you're as a bettor or win any game if you're just watching the game. So they're always live to go for it on 4th and whatever the fuck at whatever portion of the field. Truly.
I mean, just a few weeks ago, I think they were playing the Cardinals 2-3 weeks ago. I think they were down 13 in the 4th quarter, ended up coming back at winning the game. They won on a 2-point play. 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
And then even last week against the Raiders, they were down 14 in the 4th. They lost the game, but they had the ball at midfield down 7. It's like this team, you never count them out. Like that offense.
You have to shoot them in the head. They don't die.
Yeah. If Herbert has time, it's game over.
I love him as a quarterback, man.
Me too.
He's so good.
I love. He's one of my favorites to watch.
Honestly, plug and play in any team in the NFL, and he makes your team significantly better.
I think he goes like Mahomes and Herbert. If I were to start draft a franchise QB right now,
I'm more of a Burrow guy for sure.
Yeah,
but I think you can honestly, if you coin flip it, you're not mad either way. Honestly, bro. Honestly. Okay. Let's move on. What do we got? Bengals, Bucs. This one smells fishy to me, Corey.
Mm-hmm.
This one smells fishy to me. How are the Bucs only 3.5-point home dogs? This line should be 5. This line should be something higher. They want you to take the Bengals so fucking bad this week. It's not even funny. They're giving you you're like, I'm only getting 3.5 against the Bucs, and they look like shit every week. The Bucs. Every time you don't think they can dig their ditch any deeper, they keep fucking digging. Like the Bucs are so bad. Smelly line. What do you got?
Smelly. This is another one of those lines here. 90% of the handle is on the Bengals. For that reason alone, I think the Bucs they're a lock, right? 90%.
Yeah.
Come on now. This is in Tampa. Yeah. If anything, I think it's a tight game. Brady's going to somehow pull a rabbit out of the fucking hat and cover this game.
I couldn't agree more. If this is exactly in Tampa, he's going to pull a fucking rabbit out of his hat. Like they're going to look like shit for 3-4 quarters, whatever the fuck, and then somehow here comes Brady and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Rashad White, and then touchdown. And you're like, how?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If they can hold Bengals under 21 points, I think this is a Bucs game. That defense shows up.
Okay, about that defense, Corey. They do look a little slow and old, do they not?
They sure do.
They look a little slow and old. Every time you look at them, they're looking like a little confused, a little slow. They're always like, everyone's like, I just don't like the fucking vibe with that team. Gotta stop cussing here a little bit. And just throwing out fireballs here. But what I'm saying is that vibe, when I see them, every time the camera goes to that sideline, I'm like, dude, they look like they don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Just watch Brady during the game. Has he looked happy once this year?
Ever. I mean, no.
I don't think.
Poor guy.
Poor
guy came back for this.
He's out of Tampa after this year. He's gone.
He's got to be.
He's playing another year, I think, and definitely not in Tampa.
Yeah, hey, there it is.
His
hot take by
up.
Corey. Huh?
His contract's up. His contract's up after this year, so.
Right. It makes good sense.
Yeah. I was gonna say everyone, he's got the San Francisco ties, but Purdy may be it. Maybe.
I don't know about that.
Probably
They
not,
also
though.
got Trey Lance. Like they we'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. Tom Brady was never not supposed to be Tom Brady, right?
And who's Trey Lance? Come on.
Yeah, true. Okay, Cory. Sunday Night Football. Giants, Commanders. Commanders 4.5-point home favorites. Over unders 40.5. Last game Washington played was against the Giants. Then they had a bye, and now they play the Giants again. So all they've been thinking about is that game ending in a tie and how much they came out and like they should have won that game. They came out, I think they're up 10-0 early, and then all of a sudden the Giants turned it around and started to work them on the field. In the run game and through the air slightly, but then the Giants gave the game away with some Heineke magic at the end. So this one, I feel like I have a stat here. Washington wins 86% chance of winning the playoffs. They lose 28% chance of making the playoffs. Giants win 90% chance of making the playoffs with a loss 31% chance. So both teams with a win are pretty much in. So they need this game like blood. The Washington teams has a better offense, and I feel like that whole early season magic the Giants had, they're cooked. They don't have any sort of uniqueness on this offense. They tell Danny Dimes to run, and at what point is that guy that's not what he does. He can't. He's not that great of a thrower, and they have no one on the outside to catch a football for the poor guy. So they're limited, just inherently on just who they have on the team. So I'm taking Commanders here. But yeah, what do you got?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on this one. Heineke just has something about him. He's got that gives the team that extra energy. You can tell they love playing with the guy, fight for him.
Yep.
It's just something about him. And I don't feel that watching Danny Dimes.
No.
So yeah, I think it's a spot for the Commanders here at home. Must win, get in the playoffs.
The 4.5. I could see the Commanders winning by a field goal. So I'm taking more of the Commanders on the money line. If anything, I wouldn't I don't know that far. What do you think about 4.5?
4.5, especially the hook there. It's very scary to have.
Yeah. I don't know about that one.
I got to be honest. I didn't realize the line was 4.5 before I said that. That's definitely scary.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I lean Commanders to obviously to win the game, but 4.5 seems like a lot for a must-win game for both teams. Division game. You know what I'm saying?
But with a weird line like that, more times than not, I feel like Washington's gonna win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Right now, there's probably a lot of people on the Giants.
Yeah, I bet. I didn't look that one up, but I would imagine more money's on the Giants. But
especially at 4.5, and especially with that percentage of chance of making the playoffs with the W for each team, that's a big one. Okay, last game, Monday Night Football. We got the Packers on the road to the Packers. Packers are 7-point home favorites. Over under 39.5. Holy Baker Mayfield. That's all I have to say.
Right.
Holy Baker Mayfield. What the fuck was that? NFL. The Hollywood could not write it better. That was crazy. If you were watching the game, he was doing 2-minute drills, getting plays while they're going to the line, and then calling them out. I was very impressed. That's what I was saying. He's been there for 48 hours. I was so impressed with what he was doing. I don't know if McVay made it really, really simple. Obviously he probably did, but for him to come out there on 48 hours worth of just absorbing that information from everything he from traded to going into LA, yada yada. Good on you, Baker Mayfield. But good luck going to Lambeau in the cold against Rodgers at home, coming off of did they play last week? No, off the bye. So I lean Packers even at 7. I think this is one where it's close early, and then maybe Packers get a couple bullshit scores, and it goes up to being a 13-point victory. I'm not going to give you a score here, but I like Packers to win by more than 7.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But just got to say, that was one of the craziest games I've ever watched with Baker.
Such a fun game.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a tough one for him going to Lambeau. I'm sure the weather is fucking dog shit.
It's cold
this weekend. It's going to be cold.
Some
right?
Snow. Yep.
That screams pack and Raj here, but
it does.
I just don't know the Rams have any kind of offense at the moment. besides throwing it to Atwell. Like, who the fuck is Atwell, right?
But, no idea. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
Reluctantly, I would take the Pack here. A lot of points.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think I think the public will throw some dollars on Mayfield just because Rams are coming to Super Bowl, like they, and like, hey, tease the fucking Packers down to 1 and just have them just win the game. Maybe that's what you do.
So Eagles and Pack.
Eagles and Pack tease 3-1. Bam, bam. Saying take them down to 3, take the Pack down to 1, tease them both. Yeah. 3-1. I mean, hey, who? Okay, how about that? I was gonna do this before we go, or before we start giving our picks. Of the big favorites, who's most likely to lose outright? Okay, I'll give you some big favorites. We're doing 7 or more. Buffalo, Eagles, KC, and Green Bay. I think Eagles are most likely to lose outright if they add those. Actually, no, Buffalo.
Yeah, that's who I was going to say as well. I think Dolphins are just a good team, right?
Yeah.
And shitty weather game, anything can happen. Some weird turnovers, right?
Right.
I think Bills are, and plus, Josh Allen he hasn't looked throwing the ball has not looked great.
You're not wrong. Ever since that little injury he had, it's not been
he hasn't
clean
looked good lately. So
hasn't been clean at all.
Something to watch.
I totally agree. Okay, Cory. We gave the breakdown of all the games, and now we're going to go into the portion of the show, Cory, where we give out our picks. We're starting with the first one with our 2 picks. Just the 2 of us, Cory. We're going to give out 2 picks. You and I.
Just 2.
Just the 2 of us, Cory. Ready? We're going to build castles of money in the sky, Cory. Castles of money. Just the 2 of us.
Easy money.
All right, baby. Here we go. This is where we give out 2 teams that we like with the line. I'm gonna let you go first, Cory. What's the 2 teams that you like with their with their line?
I'm playing the money here with my picks today. I'm taking Bucs +3 and Jags +4.
I love it. Are you seeing 4 or are you seeing 4.5?
I saw 4, but
okay.
4, I love 4.5 even better.
So you got Bucs +3 and Jags +4.
Yep.
Okay. For my 2 picks, I got Raiders -1 and I got the Jets -1. Give me those 2 teams. I really like them. I think both teams bounce back off their previous losses. And this is one where I think the one I'm worried about is the Jets with some of the Mike White stuff and all that. But I think I'm going to trust it. Those are our 2 picks. Yes. All right, moving on, Cory. The next one we got here is yes, Cory. It's hammer time, baby.
Where you make that money.
This is the one where you pick the team you absolutely love. I'm going to boast just a little bit here. On the show, I've given out 8 hammer time picks. I'm 6-2. Okay, I might not give you all the right picks, but you can pretty much guarantee I'm giving you a good, solid hammer time pick with the research I do and the information I provide. Cory, what's your hammer time pick of the week, my friend?
No surprise. Chargers -3. Lock it in. Put the fucking mortgage on the Chargers this weekend.
Herbs.
They're winning the AFC. Chargers are going to be in Super Bowl, and it starts this week. Must win. Let's fucking go.
Chargers -3. Herbs, I need new shoes and a new house, baby. I'm putting it all on you, kiddo.
Definitely the new house.
Make me some money. All right, for my hammer time pick, I'm feeling a little ballsy. I'm a little scared. I'm getting a little tight, but I'm going to give you a good one here.
Uh-oh.
Seahawks +3.5 against the Niners Thursday night. I think Seahawks need it like blood, and I think Geno has a good game. He's going to throw a pick because the Niners are that good on defense, but I think Purdy, first road game, 12th man, Thursday night, short week, hurt ribs. Give me the Seahawks +3.5.
Love it.
Are 2 hammer time picks.
75% of money on the Niners in that one.
Yes, Cory. I want to hear it again. Say it over the beat. 75% of the money on the Niners. Give me the Hawks.
All fucking day.
Give me the Hawks. Yep. Can't touch this. Okay, we're moving on. I'm going to drop this one for our next one, Cory. Uh-oh. Dogs are barking. Where are my dogs at this week? Where are they? We're talking dogs. We're talking your favorite dogs. Okay, Cory.
Yes, sir.
Let's turn this shit down so we can give our information out. It's the dogs this week. This one's your favorite pick. It's any given Sunday. The team you like with the line or the money line, whichever, or both. Sprinkle it sometimes if you really need to. What's your underdog pick of the week, Cory?
Man, I think great minds think alike here. I'm on the Seahawks, baby, +3. I like the dub outright.
Love it. Love it. Okay, and you know what? I'm gonna give you a little bit of a tip of the cap here, Cory, because I have written down here as my underdog Tennessee +3, but you've convinced me that the Chargers. You convinced me of the Chargers here a little bit. I can see the momentum with Mike Will coming back. And this team, I'm a little nervous with them being a home favorite. I'm a little nervous, but I'm going to switch it to Bucs +3. I'm seeing +3.5 I'm seeing +3.5. Bucs +3.5 against the Bengals. Fishy line. You should be +5, +6. What the fuck? Give me the Bucs. Okay.
Bucs we're getting all the flags Sunday. Know that.
Everything. Literally. Okay.
You touched Tom Brady? That's 15 yards.
Literally. Did you breathe on Tom Brady? Another 15 yards. Okay. Underdogs. Where are you at? Okay. I'm gonna have to write that down because I did change my pick because Cory, you did convince me. I was on Tennessee, but
love it.
I just love Herbert, and I just think,
Same.
Okay, cool. Okay, next one is an over/under pick. This week, give me your favorite line that you are going to go over or you're going to go under on. Tell me.
We're going over because life's too short to bet the under, obviously.
Baby.
So
love it.
Mike fucking White and the Jets versus the Lions over 44.5. The weather is – I'm a little scared of the weather. I think it's going to be a rainy, cold afternoon there in New York. But
in New York there.
Mike White can throw the ball, man. The Jets can put up points. Lions are not the same team on the road, but they're going to put up 20. I can see it. Yeah.
You know what? It's a little bit of an interesting one, Cory. I don't totally endorse it, but I'm going to let you give out your shit. I like it, though, because Mike White and that offense, they're both good offenses. I can see it.
Yeah.
My over-under pick here is give me the under 47.5 of the Titans and Chargers. I just, if anyone's going to score, it's going to be more of the Chargers. If the Titans are going to win this game, it'd be a ball control game, which also leans towards the under.
Yep.
So I just think this one gives me it's just too high for a Tannehill-led offense that doesn't even have any receivers. And they don't even know if their rookie's going to come back who got a concussion a couple weeks ago against the Eagles. He's their best playmaker down the field. So
God's first study.
Give me under 7.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see that one.
We're moving on. I got the drop for this one too, Cory.
Oh, hit me.
Yes, folks. It's the money line parlay time. Okay. I'm trying to find where this is. This is the time where me and Cory are going to give not one, not two. We're giving 3 teams that you should put on the money line this week. Okay. And take that to the bank. I usually have Brandon here with me to give me the odds of each one. He's got the technology. I don't have the technology, so I'm not going to give you the odds, but I am going to give you 3 teams you should parlay together and fucking win money. I'm going to go first here. Cory, my first team on the money line, give me the Seahawks. You're getting plus money on them, first of all, so you're starting off already plus. Then you're going to give just an easy one. Just get in and get out. Eagles on the money line, okay? And then on a slight favorite at home, give me the Jets on the money line. So I want the Seahawks, I want the Eagles, and I want the Jets as my 3-team money line parlay. What do you got, Cory?
Love it. Taking Commanders. We're talking about that point spread, a little iffy. Feel a lot more comfortable throwing them in my parlay.
Like it.
Of course, I got to throw my hammer time in there. Yeah, it's a lock. easy win. Chargers.
Chargers.
And we're gonna sprinkle extra in there. Jaguars on the money line.
Fuck yeah.
Plus 175.
Hey.
So we're gonna juice it up.
We're gonna juice it up. Hey, I like it. Folks, we've done it all here. We've given you all of our picks. This time you will make money because we know what we're talking about here. Cory's been doing this shit for way too long. I've been new to this game, but we know what's going on. It's NFL Week 15. We have as much data as possibly we can at this point. Teams and games are getting tighter, and this is the time where you can take advantage if you know what to do. Cory, anything else for the folks out there?
Hey, let's get this fantasy dub. This is a big week for us.
Folks, we need a fantasy dub big time. So if you're listening, just give out some good vibes to the fantasy gods that are reigning over me and Cory. We need a really
Jalen Hurts, baby. Come on.
Jalen Hurts. I'm going to give me all of Jalen Hurts. I want a 40-point week, Jalen Hurts, please. And Jay Jefferson, go off, please.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, folks, that's it for this week. Over and